Do you want to get better at piano? You want to learn your music faster, remember it better, develop more fluency all around? Then there's one thing that is non-negotiable. You must practice chords and scales. It's true because all music, whether it's pop, rock, jazz, classical, country, you name it, is made up of nothing more than chords and scales. But how you practice, that makes all the difference. And because I'm your best piano playing friend, in this video, I'm going to show you a simple chord exercise that you can do to learn chord shapes, develop fluid movement between chords, get some solid music theory skills, and you can even use it as a warm-up. And it sounds so good, you'll feel like you're actually playing a song. Are you ready to learn it? Then let's get started. All right, I want you to know that this video is full of solid education, not hacks or tricks. So you're going to have to really engage with it. Get a piece of paper and a pencil, take notes, use that pause button on your screen, scroll back in the video if I say something that you need to hear again. This is how we learn, not just by watching, but also by being actively engaged, okay? I truly want you to become a better pianist after watching this video. All right. We're going to work on smooth transitions between chords because that one simple thing is going to take you from sounding like a beginner, there's nothing wrong with that, but you do want to move on from there. So it's going to take you from beginner to sounding like someone who's actually pretty advanced. So normally when you learn chords, you learn them like this in root position. You say it's a C major chord, C, E, G, C is on the bottom. Or a G chord, G, B, D, G is on the bottom. And by bottom we mean to the left on the piano. And I want to show you why playing chords just like that in root position is not making your music sound as good as it can. I'm going to play Piano Man by Billy Joel, and I'm going to play the chords in the left hand only in root position. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it, it's fine, but it sounds kind of not sophisticated. Let's put it that way. Now I'm going to play it in a different way, and this is what I'm going to teach you in this video. Not to play Piano Man, but how to play chords in what we call inversions. Listen. Okay, same chords, but it sounds really good the second way I played it. So what I did was play the same chords, but in a different order. Let me show you what I mean. Here's a C major chord. Because the C is on the bottom, we call it root position. The root of the note is the lowest note. But we can also play that chord with the E on the bottom or with the G on the bottom. As long as the notes that I'm playing are C, E, and G, then that is a C major chord, okay? It's not the bottom note that determines, it's what notes are in the chord. Now, if you've learned about chord inversions before, you were probably told to practice them like this. You take one chord, we're going to take that C major chord again, and play it in root position, then what we call first inversion with the E on the bottom, then a second inversion with the G on the bottom, and then maybe if you're feeling spicy, you come back down that way. All right, and that is a perfectly fine way to practice. I've done it, I've taught it. It will definitely teach you what inversions are, no question about that. But here's the problem. It doesn't teach you how to actually connect one chord to another, which is what you do in real music. It's kind of like if you were to learn individual words in a foreign language, instead of learning how to actually combine words into sentences. Which one do you think is going to help you to have an actual conversation? Is combining the words into sentences. So if you think of music like a language, learning the chords by themselves is good, but it's not enough. You want to learn how to travel from one chord to another smoothly. That's what we do in music. So because I actually want you to sound good and not just know random chord shapes, I'm going to show you a way to practice these inversions of chords and voice leading at the same time. So what is voice leading? When you're going from one chord to another, like when I was playing Piano Man, I did the left hand C, and then I jumped all the way down to G. So the notes of each chord are not leading into the notes of the next chord in a smooth way. So we want voice leading that is smooth. The second way that I played it, you see how it actually sounds a little bit like its own melody. That is called good voice leading. Let me show you the other one again just so you see it. It doesn't, it's just kind of jumping around. Good voice leading. Okay, so I'm going to teach you that in this exercise. And I'm going to do it using the circle of fifths. Ta-da! You may have seen the circle of fifths before, but I can almost guarantee you that you haven't explored all the incredible ways this little tool can help you become a better pianist and a better musician. I do have other videos that dive deeper into the circle of fifths and all the cool things you can do with it, and I'll link those below. But even if you've never seen or heard of the circle of fifths before today, you can absolutely jump into this exercise I'm about to show you and start playing right away. So here's how the exercise works. Think of the circle of fifths kind of like a pizza, okay? We're going to pick one slice of that pizza, and this slice is going to have two adjacent major and minor pairs. You can pick any slice you want. It's going to give you 4 chords to work with. So today I'm going to stick with C major, A minor, G major, and E minor just to keep things simple. So these 4 chords are kind of our chord bank for this exercise. The first thing we're going to do is write out the notes of each chord, both so that I know what they are and so that I can see them quickly when I need to. Okay, so if you're sitting there and wondering, wait, how do I even know which notes are in a C major chord or an A minor chord? Don't worry. I have videos that teach you different ways to build chords, and I'll link those below too. But stay with me here because I want you to learn this exercise and have fun playing it while you learn theory from my other videos. So here's where it really starts to get fun. We're going to play these 4 chords in any order we want. Because all 4 chords come from the same slice of the circle of fifths, they're going to sound good one after the other, no matter what order you play them in. Seriously. You could just, close your eyes and pick the names out of a hat, and it's going to sound really musical. So our left hand is going to play the root note, which is the letter name of the chord. So in C major, the root note is going to be C. You can play an octave like I am or just one note. The right hand is going to play the chords themselves. So let's do them in this order. I'm just picking them at random. C major, E minor, A minor, G major. So I can start with my right hand in root position of C major. Okay, now I'm going to go to E minor. What notes do I need for E minor? I need E, G, and B. Well, if you can look at your hand, if you're playing with me, or look at my hand, my right hand is already playing E and G. So that doesn't need to go anywhere. What other notes do I need? I need B. Is there a B nearby? Right there. Okay, so I'm going to move to E minor. Let's listen to that. That sounds really good, okay? Then what did I say? Okay, then we're going to do A minor. What are the notes in A minor? A, C, E. Okay, am I playing any of those notes here? Yeah, I'm playing E. Okay. Is there a C nearby? There's one right here. Is there an A nearby? It's right there. And my left hand's going to move to the root. Okay, let's hear what we've got so far. C major, E minor, A minor, That sounds really good, right? It sounds like a song, but you're really learning a lot of piano skills here by doing it. Okay, and then the last chord is G major. What are the notes in G major triad? G, B, and D. Okay, well, I'm not playing any of those notes here in the right hand, but I can see that there's a G here, there's a B here, and there's a D here. And my left hand's gonna move to the root. So let's hear that. That sounds good. All right. If you want to keep the same chords, practice it a different way, here's what you do. Instead of starting the right hand in root position, I'm going to start it here. Still the same 3 notes. I'm just arranging it in a different way. So I'm going to follow the same order of operations. Okay, so I play the chord. Now, I'm going to play E minor. What notes do I need? E, G, B. Am I playing any of those notes? I am playing both G and E. So I'm going to move this guy to B. That sounds good. And then A minor. Okay, what are the notes? A, C, E. I'm playing an E. Are there A's and C's nearby? There's right there. Okay. And then G major, G, B, D. I'm not playing any of those notes, but I can just move down. So let's hear that. Sounds good, right? If you want to get fancy with it, you can add some rhythm. Okay, so you're practicing your chords and it's sounding really good too. Now, what if I want to play those chords in a different order? Okay, so what if I start on A minor, go to C major, go to E minor, go to G. Still sounds good. Here it is. Okay, so you don't have to play the same chords in the same order every time. Pick a different slice. You've got 4 chords to choose from. Mix them up. You've got root position with the root on the bottom. You've got first inversion with the third. It's called the third of the chord. I don't want to overwhelm you with too much theory. You can learn that in my other videos. Or you can start with the 5th on the bottom. So you've got so many things you can mix and match, right? You don't have to play it the same way every time you sit down. So by mixing up the chords that you're playing, the order that you're playing them in, the inversions that you're playing, and working on the smooth voice leading every time, you're not just drilling the same thing over and over and getting bored. You're actually challenging your brain, your mind, and your fingers to be actively engaged and to find shapes of chords all over the keyboard. This is basically teaching you how to speak the language of music. So then when you go to play a song or a piece, you're already familiar with that language. So here's your assignment. Pick a slice of the circle of fifths. You can do the same one I used or try a different one. And just explore. Spend a few minutes playing around with how these chords connect with one another. You're going to notice that your hands start recognizing patterns. You're going to start seeing how the chords share notes with one another. And most importantly, you're going to start feeling and sounding like a pianist who actually knows what they're doing. The other videos I mentioned on building chords, on learning about the circle of fifths and all the practical stuff that actually helps you play better, they are linked in the description box below this video. I also have a book that teaches you all about the chords that have 3 notes called the triad. I will link that below. You don't have to get it, but if you want to, it'll help. Keep practicing, have fun, and I'll see you soon. Bye.